It is now day 4 of jury selection for the trial of Chad Daybell. Daybell is accused of killing his 2 stepchildren and late wife in a widely followed series of murders involving doomsday religious beliefs he held with Lori Vallow Daybell, the children's mother. She was sentenced to life in prison last summer, and if convicted, Chad Daybell could receive the death penalty. He has pleaded not guilty. Dr. Katherine Kuhlman joins me once again for the mind and motive of this case. All right, Katherine, so prosecutors are accusing Daybell of making outlandish claims of people being possessed and becoming zombies to justify these crimes. Can you talk about how big of a role of these religious beliefs has really played into this case?
I mean, I think that a lot of times, they would not call it a cult, but it has the makings of a cult, right? And so when you look at this, I mean, we've seen this happen before. Charles Manson. I mean, we see this happening over and over again, where there are certain beliefs that people it just becomes their entire identity, and then it causes them to do these, commit these heinous acts. And, in this case, he's the prophet and he can see light and dark. And the kids, they were zombies, and so they were dark. And so the only way to get rid of zombies is to eliminate the body. Like, to us, it's crazy thinking, but to them, it's so ingrained. They become...
It's reality.
It's reality.
Yeah, oh my goodness. Okay, I want to talk about the jury selection in this case. 18 jurors will be picked. We know 6 of them will be alternates. In a high-profile case like this, and there are a lot of high-profile cases, like for instance, the Idaho murder, right? How hard is it to find a juror to be impartial when it is blasted all over the news and has so much attention on it?
It's so difficult, and it also depends on the size of the community as well.
Yeah.
So if you're in a larger community, obviously your chances of finding suitable jurors are going to be better.
Right.
But, especially in smaller communities, it affects the community in a different way. You can't be unbiased. You can't be unbiased.
Yeah.
And, I can't even begin to imagine. And not only that, but it's going to take, this trial is going to last a long time.
Yeah.
So also finding jurors that can be away from work or their family for that long, and really can have the mindset of focusing only on the facts and not getting involved in social media or what's being reported. The attorneys that are handling this jury selection, they have a lot of work to do, and I guarantee you they're working with trial consultants to do the whole thing.
Yeah, I bet. It's so difficult, and it's funny that you say that, the time commitment and everything else involved, just let alone finding, an unbiased jury. In fact, the attorneys have already dismissed a lot of people. They've interviewed dozens of people. They've already dismissed a number just because of the time commitment alone. So it should be interesting to see, who these people will be, even though we won't know till after the trial. All right, Katherine.